just go with it. Get on with the Guthries. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Get on with the Guthries and how we get on. Because how
We're all
we get on
figuring it out
is...
together.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Get On With the Guthries. Today's going to be a little different than our normal Fan Bam vlogs we typically do on our channel because we're so excited to announce that we finally, after 13 years, we're finally married. We're finally married. Finally. I know that we're going to be sharing this on our personal social media as well as YouTube. So I just...
What is my phone?
No, I think it was my iPad. Just make sure it's still...
Okay, yeah.
Aunt Me, you're calling us in the middle of our video. We'll have to call you back. We're going to be sharing this to our personal social media as well, just because after 13 years, we went the non-traditional route and we kind of just eloped. I mean, we decided within 5 days that we were going to get married. I mean, it was fast. It was really, really fast. And that wasn't the original game plan that we had kind of told our family. So not that we feel like we need to give anyone an explanation, but when I started this YouTube channel in April, I had talked about potential wedding plans, and so we're going to be sharing it to all of our platforms. And we've had quite a few questions come in that are kind of juicy, so be sure to stick around to the end to hear all about our story and why we chose to do what we did and how we ended up married. Our family channel has pretty much been our family that's been supporting us so far, and this will be the first video that we've shared on our personal social media. Bentley is typically our plug for our channel, so I just want to go ahead and throw this out. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, comment down below if you have any further questions for us, and potentially we'll do another Q&A if this turns out the way that we want it to. Okay, so one of the first questions we got was, why did we decide to get married on a random Tuesday instead of going with the traditional route and planning a big wedding? Okay, so for me, I'll go first. For me, at the beginning of the year, we kind of talked about, we were brand new into this new home. So we decided that once we had gotten into our home, then we would start talking about planning a wedding. And for me, whenever I faced my layoff in April, I felt like it was kind of getting pushed back even further. And that was my own personal opinion. Austin was supportive of it the whole time. It was just that when we originally said, oh, we want to get married, the very, very first place that we had talked about getting married in was going to be Hawaii. Neither one of us had been, and that was the big, destination wedding. So from the very start, I don't think either one of us really wanted anything traditional, so to speak. No. I mean, yeah, from the get-go, I pretty much wanted to elope. Ideally, I would have loved for it to, have just been us, our kids, and then our parents, and then offer the invite to, close family members, but that was kind of it. So then when my layoff happened, I hit the brakes, and I felt like, by the time we really got around to talking about getting married, it was like our birthdays were there back to back, and it just seemed to keep getting pushed back a little bit further, and life happens. So then it kind of got down to the point where I was like, let's talk about getting married. What do we want to do?
So we live a very spontaneous life.
Yep, we always have, we always will. That's something that I love about us though.
Whether it's vacations or buying things or going somewhere, it's very, very spontaneous.
Yep.
So for us, it was just kind of like, why don't we? Why don't we just do it? Just do it now, and then we can celebrate here or celebrate there or do whatever we want to whenever we want to. And just get this part taken care of. That way, if we do go on a trip, or say we go to have a ceremony somewhere else as a vacation, all of the stuff is already pre-planned, so we're not stressing out about the actual wedding part of it. We can go and actually enjoy the time that we're spending. So for us, it's like, we get married here now, and then we can go to Hawaii, but use it as like an actual vacation instead of stressing out about making sure a planner's there, a photographer's there, the cake's there, the food's there, getting a resort, all this stuff. We'll just do it our way and go there and have fun and actually enjoy the time.
It was so crazy because he called me and he was like, we should just get married. And this was after we hadn't talked about it for a minute because we'd just gotten so busy with the summer activities and back to school and upcoming holidays. And so I was like, okay, cool. And so we, called to figure out how we needed to do our marriage license. And he was like, hey, they said, we can walk in today. And so it was a matter of like an hour. And we walked in.
Spontaneous.
Very spontaneous. But I love that. I personally, I love it. I loved it. So it was very spontaneous, and I told him, I'm like, yeah, I would always love to have an October wedding day. I think that'd be awesome because our birthdays, I feel like, are batched in the summer, and then by the time we know it, the holidays are around, so it's kind of nice to get to celebrate something kind of in between that now. So with that being said, this was a Friday afternoon. We went in, we got our marriage license. We obviously had to hold it, and then we decided, okay, we're getting married that Tuesday. So it'll be, we had 5 days to plan everything.
Yeah.
And it was a rush. It was a big rush. So, the heat was on, and that next day I had already had plans with my family to go to Asher's dance, my niece's dance recital. And so I ended up telling my family and saying, or my mom really, my mom and my dad, and I said, hey, we're planning on going to the courthouse to get married, and we just wanted to extend that offer and just let you guys know, inform you guys like, hey, we're gonna get married. And Austin ended up calling me back later that afternoon on Saturday and was like, hey, my good friend said that he would marry us. Well, his good friend lives an hour and a half from us, and his friend said, I can come up to your guys' house if you would like. And we were like, well, he's doing us a favor, so let's travel to him. And so we had fully decided that by Saturday night, so we were already 24 hours in. And then Sunday rolls around, and mind you, we were planning for a courthouse wedding, so we didn't think about what we were gonna wear or anything like that. We had no idea. We didn't plan for any of this. So all day Sunday, we ended up going out and shopping, and we did vlog these days, so make sure you go back and watch those videos, and you can kind of see the in-betweens of kind of what was going on during those days. So Sunday we ended up finding Austin something to wear, Emerson, and Bentley. However, I was still concerned. I'm like, you're gonna show me up. Like, we were planning for the courthouse, nothing special. So then Monday comes, Monday morning, and we're gonna be getting married in 24 hours. And my mom was like, hey, why don't we go check out this local bridal shop and just see if they have something. So my mom and I went in there Monday early afternoon, and the second dress I tried on was the dress I ended up picking. I remember putting it on. My mom was like, this looks gorgeous. This is amazing. And so I was like, okay, well, how much is it? And they were like $300. I'm like, I'll take it. Let's do it. And I mean, it was that fast. So we ended up on the way home. My mom offered she was like, well, do you guys want flowers? And I'm like, okay, another thing that we didn't even think about. So mind you, again, the friend had just said, yeah, come down to our house and we'll get you married in the backyard. And we were 1,000% okay with that. Like 1,000%. I just didn't want him to outdress me. And that would have happened because he has better style than I do most of the time.
This is true.
Yeah. So that was just like the main concern. And then I realized like I hadn't even told my sisters. I know Austin still had family that, he was communicating with, and we hadn't told friends, nothing. We were just so consumed with we can't wait to be married. We're so excited. Tuesday morning rolls around, and it's the day of our wedding, and we end up just spending the day just with our kids, just moving slow. Yeah, working and just moving slow. It was perfect, absolutely perfect. And Austin's friend ended up said, do you have any food allergies? And we were like, no. Do we need to bring anything? Because at this point, my parents had taken off work, and they were like, we'll come down, we'll meet you down there, and my sister and brother-in-law. So I was thinking man, we didn't get desserts, we brought our own drinks, but we just planned on getting married in the backyard, nothing crazy. We just wanted to be around the people that we love. That was it. And so we ended up showing up there, and our friends literally did the most. I did the absolute most, bought everything for an entire ceremony. The most selfless people I've ever met in my entire life. They bought everything. They went out within the 36 hours that they knew we were getting married there and this was happening. They put together everything for an entire ceremony. everything that you can think of. Like the whole wedding arch, they thought of the cake, they got us a photographer. I mean, I'd even warned, you know, the family and said like, hey, get your phones ready because we'll take all the pictures we can get.
They did really well.
They did, it was amazing. And, you know, it's like, we cannot wait to just like pass that love on. You know, it was such a blessing. And it was everything that we did not think of that
they had prepared for us.
Yeah, they did it all. It was just absolutely amazing, and I wouldn't trade any of it. So if anyone is thinking or considering of doing like a non-traditional wedding, and you know, just do it. Just do it. That is the best piece of advice I can give. I mean, it was magical just because
it takes all the stress away.
Yeah. You know, and it was just like, it was literally about our love, and that was it. That was it. And I will forever be so grateful for these friends of ours. I mean, amazing, amazing people. When we say quick, it was so quick.
It was so quick that we hadn't even picked our rings out yet.
Yeah.
And we had to go in and pick those out. And then hers had to be resized, and we had to pick it up on the way down there quick.
Yeah.
They had to rush the resizing of it just so we could make it in time.
Yeah, you should have seen like all the professionals that we dealt with between the rings and the dress and everything, like just trying to get all these last minute items, and they're like, oh, when's the date? And I'm like, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. And to just, they're like, oh, okay, wow, we've never had this. I'm like, yeah, me either. Yeah, me either. So but it was so worth it. Oh my gosh, amazing. Like the best decision, hands down. That was a really long-winded answer, but it was amazing, and I would literally marry you anywhere. Like
the same way every time.
I would. I know that sounds so cheesy
just
and so
easy,
corny, but
smooth,
I would.
and like nothing to worry about.
The next question was, how did our immediate family react to our low-key announcement? So first of all, for our YouTube family, we just announced a few days ago that we're officially married, and it's funny because a lot of my distant family, which we're so close, I love you guys, but a lot of our distant family, they were like, I thought y'all were already married, and I'm like, we get that all the time. It's been a very, very long time. So I mean, I've met Austin when I was 14, so this has been a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
I procrastinated.
Life happens, but you know, it was worth the wait. It was worth it.
Yeah.
As far as as far as our immediate family, I do want to just give thanks because I feel like immediate family was just very gracious and patient with us, because in the beginning we did say we were gonna do, you know, something bigger, and by bigger I mean like destination. But again, life happens, and the family was really patient and just very respectful of, you know, our love and our relationship and our time. And
it got to a point where the destination thing was just getting to be too much to, like, we want to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're gonna go do a destination, it hit a point where we're like, are we gonna enjoy this, or is this gonna feel like work, or are we gonna feel like we're, you know, worried so much about this that we can't even enjoy where we're at?
Yeah.
So for us, it's like, man, we'll just do what we want to do, and then use the destination afterwards.
Yeah, just to celebrate.
Yeah.
And I think that has always been one of our biggest conversations around getting married was, I don't want to celebrate our love for a day. I don't want this to be something that we rush through and it just seems like a blur, because we were so concerned with what everyone else thought. And I wanted something that was just so sacred and near and dear to us, and just very much us. God and the universe just kind of like handed that to us on a platter. Like, what were the odds that our good friends, you know, he was ordained and was willing to open his entire home, his entire farm to us, and to extend that offer. I mean, amazing how everything fell into place. You know, my immediate family was just they were amazing. Hats off to you guys. We love you guys. I mean, the patience and just the kindness that you showed us, especially as like a practical love for your adult children. I mean, I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I'm an adult child.
Yeah, we are. We're adult children, you know? We're 28. Nah.
We're adult children.
As adult children, though, I can't even express how important it is, and like how much we still want and love for our parents, you know, and so I'm just very, 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 very grateful. We called my dad to say, hey, like, we know you have to work, and he works 12s and it's kind of sporadic and he can't take off right now. So it was very, very sporadic, and it just happened to be on the day that he ended up being off. And he was like, yeah, just let me know when and where and what I'm supposed to wear. Like, I'll be there. Let me know if I need to bring anything. And so it was just very chill. And then my mom came in definitely with the questions of like, what are you gonna wear? What do we need to bring?
Whatever.
Yeah. So
it's a just go with it day.
it was a just go with it day. Just go with it. Get on with the Guthries. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Get on with the Guthries and how we get on, because how
We're all
we get on
figuring it out
is.
together.
The next question was, did anything unexpected happen? Well, we didn't expect anything.
We didn't. Our expectations were down here, and what we got when we showed up was way up here.
Yeah.
So it was far and beyond the way what we had expected or imagined or even thought of.
Yeah.
It's one of those you walk up to and you're like,
I cried. The wife had come up to my door and I just was like completely speechless. I don't think I've ever been like absolutely speechless, but I told her, I'm like, I don't even know what to say. And she's like, come on, don't say anything.
no, that's crazy.
Yeah. Pretty much everything that happened was completely unexpected, but in the best way possible. Okay, next question was, why did you wait 13 years to get married? Like, why now?
Why now?
Okay, so, well, for starters, we were very young when we met, so 14 and 15. I was a freshman in high school and was definitely not mature enough to make any big decisions like that. So right off the rip, you know. Fast forward 5 years, we ended up getting pregnant with our daughter. So we had Emerson, 19 and 20, and then a couple of years later, Bentley came at 22, 23.
Those kids kept coming.
They just kept coming. Biggest blessings ever. And to be 100% candid, we were not ready to get married at that point. We weren't. So, and that's 1,000% okay to say. We were not ready to get married at that point, and I'm very happy we did not get married at that point. However, throughout the entire duration of our, journey together, one thing that we've always done is choose to
do what we want to do.
Yes.
We don't do what we feel like everybody thinks we should do.
Yes.
So if there's something that we want to do and we want to do it, we're going to do it. And at that point, it's like, that wasn't what we were worried about. And the whole thing where it's like, oh, you're having a baby, you should be married. It is what it is. Like, we're not going to do something just because we're forced into doing it, because what's the fun in that? Like, it's not us.
Well, yeah, it's not fun. However, I also want to address that, ideally, I would have loved that. That was something that we actually did talk about as teenagers. We did want to be married and then have kids.
We wanted to do it in a big way. At that point, we probably would have done things different. We would have had a big wedding or did something like that. So it got pushed aside because it's like, okay, we're under 20 years old and we want to have this stuff and we're still trying to figure out life. We couldn't afford to do what we wanted to do. So we got pushed off because we're like, well, we'll push it away and we'll do this big thing and all this stuff. And then over the years trying to save up to do what we wanted to do, it never happened.
And I also want to add for, just for our own accountability, we had a lot of growing up to do. And, we grew up together, and where we grew up, it's very different than the life that we're living now.
Yeah. Very different.
Very, in the most respectful way possible, very different. And through all the adversities that we have gone through, there was a point in time where I didn't think that we were going to make it through that. So the fact that we're here now, it feels like a completely different life. He's not the person that I met at 14, and I am not the person that he met. We are completely different. So this was not just an overnight decision. This has been years in the making through a lot of growing up together and, having kids and learning how to be an adult and moving across, multiple states to completely change our lives and restart. Yes. So this was not a light decision, and I think that's also what makes it just that much sweeter for us, is that, you know, just to have the history that we do, and to have the support that we've received, and just the love and the patience and respect and just the graciousness of the ones closest to us, who respect that and who appreciate and love us for who we are today, and who loved us back then at 14 and 15. So we've come a long way. We've come a very long way. And so why now? Because now at our age, I feel like we're coming into a season where, again, we talked about like the practical love that we've received from, you know, parental figures and just role models in our life. And it has finally hit a point where like we actually felt ready to get married. And it wasn't like this scary, big topic, you know.
It's our time.
It was our time. That's so
we run
good.
on nobody's time. We run on our time.
On our time. Yeah.
So whenever we want to do it, we'll do it.
But
whatever it is.
Absolutely. But I do also want to add that like this was not a pressure decision at all. Like
No.
it was so mutual the whole time. There was no ultimatums. There was no disrespect. There's no, you know, animosity at all around this topic. It was just, you know, life happens. Our kids are getting older, and we finally felt like we had sacrificed enough where we're like, you know what? Let's just do it.
It worked out so well.
Let's do it.
And it's like you get through it, and it's like you can breathe again. Like it feels like so much pressure is lifted, even though it's not like anything crazy. It was just everything was so smooth, and so easy, and so beyond what we ever would have even expected. Like this was better than what I would have ever pictured, even as a destination anywhere.
Oh,
Don't.
I know,
It was
so
much.
sweet.
It was so much better than what we ever would have imagined.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That was a question that I did get, was, does it feel different now that you're actually married? Okay, I'm gonna go first. Yes, I was so shocked by that, because we had been together for so long and known each other for so long that I thought for sure, I was like, man, it feels like we're already married. When we go to family events and people are like, I thought y'all were married. I'm like, no, we're not. But now I'm like, we're married. Yeah. But for him, I asked him, I was like, do you feel different? And he was kind of like, I mean,
I gotta get used to the ring. But outside of that, everything still feels the same. Like it's different, but
there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong. That's something else that I love about our relationship, is that like it's all an open floor. There's no judgment here. There's no judgment. So you ain't gonna get in trouble for saying you don't feel different, because if you don't, you don't.
No, it does feel different. I like it.
That's funny. What was something else that someone's asking?
It's similar but better.
Aww,
Similar but better.
Okay, let me tell you. So someone actually did ask, and they were like, I made it in a post, and I always talk to Austin, I'm like, you bring on the husband energy.
Yeah.
I just want to say,
I do bring it on, by the way.
He has that husband energy. I mean, like, I love it. I love it. I love it. You do.
I've been working on it for 13 years.
He's had a lot of time to practice. Yeah. A lot of time. But I bring the wife energy, don't you think? It's different?
You've been working on it too. It is. It's good.
Okay. Okay, and the last question I had was, what advice would you give to someone else considering a non-traditional wedding or having a timeline?
Do it. I don't know about the timeline part, but the non-traditional part, do it. If it's something that I would say, do it. There's so much stuff around, you know, or you always hear people talk about the wedding and stuff, about how they felt so much pressure throughout the day they don't even remember the day. For us, we wanted to remember the day. We didn't want to go into it having all this pressure or all this stuff where it's like, we're so worried about that, I can't focus on her, I can't focus on the wedding, I can't focus on anything because I'm so worried about everything going exactly right. Forget about it.
I mean, don't forget about your spouse, but you know.
Yeah, no. But forget about the stress.
Yeah,
Make
definitely.
it easy. Make it smooth.
I know, and people are always like, oh, bridezilla and stuff, and it's like, I just don't have the energy for that. No, I will say I was definitely stressing out about the whole like what to wear situation, but I think that was the most like, and it wasn't towards anyone else.
I wasn't though, because I knew what I was gonna wear.
Yeah, you'll see that in another vlog. Austin, it was pretty quick and easy.
Yeah.
It was pretty quick and easy. Yeah. My advice for someone considering a non-traditional wedding, or having a timeline, I guess. Number one, I am not for timelines. I like to be punctual.
That's where the pressure comes in.
But no ultimatums. It needs to be like mutual, just love. It needs to be about your love. And if that's not traditional for you, then fine. I've been to traditional weddings and they're amazing, but it wasn't for me. So, to
obviously,
each their own.
Everybody's gonna have their own opinion about this stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody can do whatever they want to do. We will never judge.
No.
We're just letting you know what we wanted to do and what we felt was right. And for us, this was more of a celebration for us.
Yeah.
We didn't want to put a show for everybody else.
Nope.
This was about her and I.
Yeah.
And that was what was important to us at the time. We didn't care about having 500 people there or doing this whole grand thing. Like that's not what we care about. We're not the type of people that want to just put a show on for everybody.
Nope.
So we did what we wanted to do. And what we want to do might not match what you want to do or what anyone else wants to do.
And that's 1,000% okay. However you want to do it, but just make it about your love. Make it about your love and just celebrate. It's a big step. It's a big milestone. I feel different, even though you may not.
I feel way different.
I feel different, but I love it, and I love being your wife, and this has been the ultimate, next chapter. So it's going to be amazing.
It only gets better from here.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree with that. So to those of you who know us, we love and appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you've never seen our channel before, go over and check it out. It's fun. We have lots of stuff.
It's amazing.
Honestly, yeah, I love it. This is, other than getting married, I would say this year that has been one of my favorite parts. We turned my layoff into something that, I could kind of I was able to just kind of let my creative side fly, and I'm really proud of our YouTube channel. I love my little family, if you can't tell, and I have so much fun with YouTube. So
we're in a season about enjoying life.
Oh my
And
gosh.
this helps us enjoy life.
Yeah, absolutely. And just feeling like we're in alignment. So this was right up our alley. So again, go check our channel out. The seasons are upon us, and so make sure you go check out all of the Vlogmas stuff we have upcoming, and just kicking off a new year with our family. A new year, new chapter for us, all the new adventures. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Experiences.
Yeah, we've got some exciting things coming up. So be sure to stay tuned.
Really exciting.
Yeah. Also, as a part of our YouTube family, we always love hearing from you guys. So be sure to drop in the comments below if you have anything that you would like to see, any video ideas that you might have, or any questions that you have for Austin and I, as this was our first official Q&A. We also want to give a huge thank you to everyone who's reached out to us and to just send us their love and support. I think that has been one of the most exciting things, is just getting to share our love and our story with our family, our closest friends and our closest family, and just feeling the love all around us. And we definitely want to pass that along. So if you plan on getting married anytime soon, let us know. We would love to follow along and watch your journey as well. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and for your love and support. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Love you always. Peace. We're married.
It is. I'm hungry. Hungry.
I know, and check out our new shirts.
Fancy.
I mean, come on now.
It was my idea.
These are such good quality, and I'm actually gonna tag the Etsy shop that we got these from down below in the description. Be sure to check them out. It was quick, simple, easy, and they turned out amazing.
Amazing.
We love them. We love matching. It's that husband energy.
That's right. Can't get away from it.